Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be looking at some of the new changes in the new Risk Manager. So first up is going to be the new officer recruitment feature, which basically allows officers that are already nearby to take in your suspect once you call for transport. So instead of calling a whole new unit and creating a whole new unit to drive all the way here, it uses the nearby units. So let's try doing that now by just pressing 8. And as you can see, the officer there is coming, picks up the suspect. The officer there was already there, was not spawned by a risk manager. I called for some officers with code 3 backup, but obviously when you're in a pursuit, you'll probably have some officers nearby, and to have an entirely new officer come and pick up your suspect while there are already officers nearby that can take them in for you was a little bit unrealistic, I guess. So I quite like this addition. There are a few options in the INI file that you can set, so you can make recruited officers only be recruited if they comply with your settings. So say you have an XML setting saying the officer model has to be a cop and a male cop and the vehicle has to be police 3 or whatever. You can set in the INI file that officers are only recruited if they comply with those standards. Obviously you can also disable that setting if you wish, so that's entirely up to you. So if you're very much of a customization purist, you'll probably want to turn that on, and then a new unit will probably be created for you every time, because not that exact same unit will be in your area whenever you call for transport. So nearby officers are only recruited if they are within 75% of the transport spawn range, which is a default of 85. So when they're within a range of about 60 meters, I'd say, they will come and pick up your suspect for you. Now another new feature that I've added in is very much requested feature actually, which is a ped grab feature, which you can open by pressing the ped management menu, and let's say we just want to grab him. There we go. So we got him, and we can just walk him wherever we really like. Obviously he's quite basic at the moment because the animation is really hard to do to get properly, but it is quite functional. You grab him by the scruff of the back, I'd say, and then you can just bring him wherever you like, and then you can just let him go here. And then you can just do whatever you like with it. So that is in addition to the following call taxi features. The call taxi feature has also been well, fixed. I don't really want to call it a fix because it wasn't really a fix, but it now won't allow you to call a taxi for a ped if they are currently stopped. So before, some people were getting crashes because they called for a taxi after stopping the ped, and that would crash LSPDFR because LSPDFR would couldn't handle a stop ped entering a vehicle. So as you can see now, the ped is stopped, and whenever I try to call a taxi for him, it will say ped is currently stopped, issue a warning first. So when we issue a warning or issue a citation, whatever, you can now call a taxi and it'll all work fine. And that is just to prevent any crashes from happening unexpectedly, because people didn't know that you couldn't call for a taxi while the ped was stopped. So I've also included some changes to prevent transport units from staying in the game after a game crash, because sometimes when you just call a transport unit and the game crashed or you unloaded the plugs or whatever, the blip would stay on the map, the transport units would stay on the map, and you couldn't really get rid of them without having to reload the game. I've added some checks for that now, so they'll automatically disappear. In addition to some further changes to prevent arrest manager lookups, as we saw, well, you might have not seen it, but as I helpfully saw in Steve the Gamer 55's video yesterday, Arrest Manager has totally stopped responding because his game started acting up. I added some extra safeguards for that as well. So Arrest Manager should overall be a lot more reliable and a lot more intuitive due to the new recruited officer features, the new ped grab feature, and obviously the overall stability. So as you can see, the ped is now getting picked up by the taxi. Excellent. And he will drive very nicely around the lamppost and smash his vehicle to pieces, of course. So that is just GTA's AI, guys. There's GTA's AI for you. So I hope you enjoy the new update. It should be out by today or tomorrow. It'll probably already be out if you're watching this. So yeah, definitely go and download that. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Ped grab feature was totally added because you guys suggested that. And you know, that's good, because your guys' suggestions are what I'd like to add, because that's what people want to see from my modifications. So thank you all very much for watching. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.